to begin their quest for the national championship. But they run into a battle-tested team already coming off one playoff victory, trying to shock the world here today and make the semifinals. The kickoff team is out there. Great energy as this playoff game is about to get underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. Oregon Ducks offense. Swing to First, the home of the Cotton Bowl in modern times would become AT&T Stadium, a massive yet somehow intimate setting. Kirk, this, of course, is where the first championship game of the playoff era was played.
Well, who could forget that? When Ohio State took care of Oregon to win the national championship for Urban Meyer. And this game, like you said, I think it just seems to get bigger and bigger in this setting. The pressure these players feel. Let's see who can handle that the best today.
Nice job here by this back picking up the first down and living up to the legacy that they have in Eugene. There have been so many good backs. I mean, the list goes on, but right off the top of my head, you got to start with Kenyon Barner and Michael James and throw in DeAnthony Thomas. What a golden era it was for the Oregon Ducks when it came to running backs. And they're still...
Oh, and he's in the clear now. It's a foot race. And a big game before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Hey, a first down here by this Oregon offense. Nice to see the quarterback and receiver in sync and very efficient. Something that Oregon really prides itself on. As much as you want to think about that quarterback with the ability to run, remember, they can hurt you with their arm as well.
Second down after that run on the previous play. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Gets the ball up as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this one's on the offensive line. They've got to do a better job of protecting the franchise quarterback. This guy's as good as there is in the country, and they're letting this pressure get to their quarterback. You either get the ball out faster, or the offensive line's got to do a better job of taking care of their route.
The Ducks starting a new series here on 1st and 10.
The key on a drag route is to put the ball out in front of the wide receiver to give him a chance to do what he just did. Pick up some valuable yards after the catch.
The pass is incomplete. He dropped the first down attempt here across the middle. Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. And the senior quarterback puts a little bit too much on the throw. The offense was moving well, but two incompletions sets up 3rd and 10. Looking to throw it again. Grab down the middle. It's Lambert. The defense stops him short of the marker, so it's 4th down coming up. So on their first possession of the game, the offense stays on the field, and they'll go for it. Quarterback making some changes at the line. 4th down, looking to throw for it. It's complete. That's enough for a first down. Stop made at the 5. The offense will have 1st and goal now. The Ducks hoping to punch it in here. They have 1st and goal. 1st and goal, they'll try to run it in. Makes the catch, but the defense breaks on the ball, and it's a short gain.
Chris, down here inside the 10-yard line, these are tough yards to come by. Positive yards. Good push inside there by that offensive line.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give him another chance. Couldn't quite get in, but they're knocking on the door at the 1.
Hey, the defense is doing everything that they can to try to keep these guys out of the end zone. Now we've got a big...
And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. The Hurricanes offense makes their way onto the field for their first possession. Well, it's not easy to narrow down the impact players to just a few guys, Kirk, but what do you expect from them today?
Well, we got guys that can make plays as well as anybody in the country on both sides of the ball. That's why I think this matchup is so exciting. Two good teams with great individual players.
Offense will keep it on the ground here. Fights through the tackler. Finds room at the 30. Making people miss. They get him down at the 41, but that's good enough for a first down. The Hurricanes will come to the line to run the hurry-up.
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well.
And he cannot escape the defense with a sack.
Well, the defense would not be denied on this play. They come up with a sack. The quarterback really didn't have much of a chance at all. Lucky he just held on to the ball.
Try to catch the defense with the draw. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
That's a great play all around by this defense. Your first-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the second- and third-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Well, the defense does a good job of pressuring the quarterback, but really impressed with the quarterback's effort. Not only is he pulled out of that, but he's able to get back close to the line of scrimmage.
They'll kick it away here. No fair catch. Looking to make a return here. The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. And the Oregon offense is back out on the field. They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop them this time. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. They finally get him, but it's across midfield. Big gain to the 33.
And I love how they're using the receiver here in motion. With a weapon like this, you just get him the football. Simple throw for the quarterback. He's got all that speed built up. Get him the ball out there in space with a couple blockers, and you get big plays like this right here.
You set it down to the offense. 1st and 10. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
The Ducks trying to cash in here in the red zone. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. And the quarterback finds the tight end for the completion. Brought down, but broke a tackle to produce a solid gain there.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. Quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback, then he gets it down to the tight end.
And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. Not much on the return, but they create the turnover.
When you get this close to the end zone, you've got to be able to come away with points, at the very least, a field goal. They got to be scratching their heads and hoping that in the second half, this play right here doesn't come back to bite them.
Finding space at the 20. And that will pick up a first down. They'll spot it at 38. And the Canes hustle to the line to run the hurry-up. Looking to throw now on first down. Quick completion to the tight end. They bring him down after a short gain there. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. Looking to make a big play downfield. The catch is made for a huge pickup. They're not going to get him. He's in. Touchdown for the U.
Oh, just outstanding execution here by this offense. The offensive line gives the quarterback time, and the quarterback's anticipation was on point.
puts that ball right in the money. The receiver, all he had to do was turn and catch the ball for that touchdown.
And the point after is good. So at the end of one, we are dead even as these teams continue their pursuit of a national championship. Let's take a quick look at the game summary so far. Getting set to kick the ball off now. And that kick will just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start at the 25. So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. A pop pass on the jet sweep. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there. It's a solid run. Gives the offense a first down and a new set of downs. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. The sure hands. It's Winston. And they get him down after the completion.
Just a good job here by the quarterback. Got the ball out to his receiver. His guy eats up some yards. They stay ahead of the sticks.
Important second down play coming up. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Using his legs on the scramble. Breaks loose at the 40. Has the first still on the move. And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks.
Chris, that is one way to make an impact play out of nothing. What an incredible sprint by this quarterback. My man had his track shoes on this play.
They'll try to add the lead now with the PAT. PAT puts him in front by 7. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. Fields it just outside the goal line. And they've got the returner corralled. And here comes the Miami offense back out of the field. Remember, last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here, or the defense come up with a stop? They pressure him and get him. The loss back to the 7-yard line.
That's another sack for this defense, Chris. If I'm not mistaken, they've had a lot of pressures. I think that's their second sack of this game. And this defense has a lot to do with why they have this nice lead here early in the game.
That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
The Canes will line up to punt it away. Looking to kick it away for the second time. And the ball is away from inside the 10. And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. And the powerful Ducks offense retakes the field. They scored a touchdown in their last possession. Let's see if this defense can make adjustments and prevent that this time. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Crosses the 10-yard line. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move his sticks. More than enough for a first down. A solid run. Good for first down yardage. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Inside the 25. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. And the Ducks are in the red zone. A pop pass on the jet sweep. He gains 9, so it's 2nd and 1.
You know, the good thing about this play is it's not an explosive play, but it really gives you a chance now to be able to pick up the first down here on this next play.
Doesn't quite get in, but it sets up a 1st and goal for this offense. The Ducks line it up with 1st and goal. Keep it on the ground on 1st and goal. He powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon. Kicking team on now for the extra point.
As a defensive coordinator, you've got to be careful being so worried about this pass game and this quarterback that you're a little bit soft up front, and it costs you. That's exactly what happened here as they score this touchdown.
Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Return starts from inside the 5. And the coverage team able to bring him down. And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. They're coming off a quick 3-and-out, so looking to put something together on this drive with a little more urgency. That gain moves the ball out near the 25. Second down play coming up. Play action fake. Looking to throw. Receiver makes the grab. Tackle made after a solid gain. He'll spot the ball at the 34.
That's a big first down for this offense. It's not been a great day so far, but maybe this play can get them going. And keep this in mind, Chris, because they started the game with the possession, they will not get to start the second half on offense.
Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint at the 10 now. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Miami.
Chris, how about that? A quick slant that goes for this many yards and a touchdown? That's what's so dangerous about this quarterback and wide receiver. Quarterback puts the ball right on the money, and by doing so, look at the receiver. Catches it in stride and has all that room to run after the catch for that touchdown.
Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. So no return on this one. Ball just bounces into the end zone for a touchback. First down here. Time for one more play before the clock stops for the 2-minute warning. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Pressure is coming. And the pass is just thrown away. Clearly intentional grounding. And here comes the penalty mark. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Second down here. Time for perhaps just one more play before the 2-minute warning. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Moving past the 25. Tackle made after a big gain. We've reached the 2-minute warning. We'll have to see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. Out of bounds, but not before a huge gain. Offense gets a fresh set of downs. Big chunk play. This offense operating at peak efficiency. A pop pass on the jet sweep. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
You know, a lot of times these types of plays either go for nothing or they can go for a huge chunk of yards. Here they do a nice job of getting it to the outside, turning it upfield, and ended up getting a nice gain out of it.
Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And the defense smothers him for no gain.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense, almost anticipating this play. They're in position to bring him down for a loss.
Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. And the Ducks are moving quickly down the field.
Well, this is how you keep a drive alive. You know, it doesn't always show up in the stat sheet the next day, but when you look at this quarterback, you want to get caught up in his passing numbers. These are the plays that I love. He picks up the first down and keeps this drive alive.
That's going to be incomplete. A first down drop here in the middle of the field. QB tries it again here on 2nd and 10. And this one is caught. Brought down at the 5 after the completion. Defense getting pushed back.
Chris, how about this? I mean, there's nobody open initially. He rolls out to be able to get out of the pocket and away from the pressure and eventually finds the big tight end for those positive yards in that first down.
They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks. Kurt, they were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and they reach the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. And the coverage team pins him in and brings him down. And the Miami offense is back on the field. They've got a choice here in the final minute. Do they get aggressive? Do they cut into this lead or play it safe and point toward the second half? He's going to pull it down and run. He'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Timeout is called. A Duck strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Quarterback looking to connect with a receiver here. And it's the senior getting home with the sack.
I
I can't believe the amount of pressure this defense is getting on this quarterback. Sack after sack. Well, you got to think about changing things up. The snap count, the scheme, anything at all to help this off.
They pressure him and get him. Couldn't get a throw away, and that'll be the final play of the first half. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it down to Kevin Connors with our halftime update.
Thanks, Chris. These games, they never disappoint, regardless the score. And this one was filled with excitement and big plays throughout that first half. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. That's going to do it for us here at the half. Time to see how this incredible playoff drama plays out. And for that, it's back to Chris and Kirk.
The Ducks will kick this away to start the second half. And here's the return from inside the 5. To be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. Receiver in motion now. Off the play fake on first down. A sack in the play could not escape the pass rush. From the 12-yard line, it's second and long now. One back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. A change of direction.
Well, throughout this game, they've shown a number of their base run plays in the first half, so it's good to mix in the counter here in the second half, just in case the defense is starting to over-pursue. Keep an eye on if they pull that play again maybe later in this game.
They bring the heat, and the blitz works. They've got him.
And just like that, you squeeze the life out of this offense. That's another sack by this defense. They have been in that backfield the entire game, and a big reason why these guys are enjoying a lead.
And the returner decides to signal fair catch. And the Ducks' powerful offense is back on the field. This group has been clicking. They've really built momentum. And the defense make adjustments. Come up with a stop here. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain. More than enough to pick up a first down. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
Well, that's one of those plays that works better against certain defensive looks, but not every defense is the same. They were all over that one. Let's see if they continue to attack to the outside on the perimeter to set something up downfield.
Makes the grab. It's Lambert. The defense makes the stop after the completion. Offense moving closer to the line to gain after that catch. Looking to chuck it again. He's moving out of the pocket. He bought some time, now lets it go. The game picks up the first down, tackled at the 37.
Well, this offensive line, you got to tip your cap. They've done everything you would ask of them in taking care of this quarterback. They do it again here on third down, working with that lead. You know the pressure's coming, and they deliver.
Caught over the middle. It's Lambert. Really solid first down gain. He's just short of the marker, so maybe a chance here to take a downfield shot. Less than a yard to go as they come to the line on second down. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside give. And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it. And
the Ducks lining up here on 1st and 10. And there's the handoff. Going to try to run inside, but nowhere to go.
Well, that's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fit, holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Brought down at the 5 after the catch. The offense really threatening now. Offense facing a third down now. They can still get a first down without scoring. And they stop him just short. The defense really backed up now. It's 1st and goal.
Well, they continue to play good football up front. Nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead. Keep working that clock. You're trying to advance to that next round of the postseason.
2nd and goal for the offense. Running a quarterback sneak here. Here we go. 3rd and goal coming up. And the quarterback's going to sneak it. Makes it across the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon.
Chris, you think this guy, when he went to bed last night at the team hotel, thought he would score not 1, not 2, but 3 rushing touchdowns in one game? What a day.
And the PAT is good. There's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. Are coming off a 3-and-out, looking to produce a positive drive here. Takes the handoff, and he'll head left. He moves the ball across the 20 to the 22.
Coaches told us in the pregame production meetings they love this back's mixture of speed and power. We know about the speed, but he also showed the ability to break tackles on that run.
He makes the grab. They've got him, but that completion good enough for first down yardage.
Defense kind of lost a running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
1st and 10 now for the offense. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete.
All of this pressure and sacks are starting to impact this quarterback. You can sense that internal timer is sped up a bit more than usual.
A pop pass on the jet sweep. Makes a nice move there. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. Urgency now for the offense that hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. And the sophomore making an impact play.
Well, that takes the wind right out of your sails. This offense is trying to find a way to get back into this game, and another pressure and a sack against their quarterback.
And at 4th down, they'll punt it away here. See if he can make something happen with the return. Coverage team brings down the returner. And the Oregon offense comes back out on the field. This has been a dominant performance so far, up double digits at the break, building on the lead here in the second half. Quick pass, here comes a jet sweep. Powers through. And that gained enough for a fresh set of downs, spotted at the 48. The offense will line up. Chance for a couple more plays before the end of the quarter. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. The defense able to bring him down to wrap up the 3rd quarter of play. So, Kirk, as we break for the quarter, Oregon has the lead here. We've played 3 quarters with a chance to stay alive for the national championship. Let's check out the game summary here so far. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. A pop pass on the jet sweep. He's inside the 15. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down. Another chunk play. This offense is really clicking. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Finds that big tight end for a short pass. They stop him after a short gain. It's not a first down. The Ducks are going to cash in this red zone trip. Back in motion now. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Got a lane. Can he get in? Touchdown, Ducks. And the beatdown continues. And they'll set up now for the extra point try. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. 14. He'll return it from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. And the Miami offense is back on the field. The last drive, they came up empty, had to kick it away. Can they come up with something here? On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Receiver makes the catch. They stop him after a 6-yard gain. So 2nd and 4. Here's the snap, looking to throw. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football, and it brings up a 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains off that incompletion. 3rd down, out of the shotgun. The pass is intercepted. Not much on the return there, but the takeaway will set up the offense at the 38.
Well, this defense has been great the entire football game here. They knew they had a lot of pressure on them in the playoff. They stepped up and played well all game long, and now they get a critical interception here late in this game.
In a big game before he goes out of bounds, the offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. That's an important 1st down on that running play. There's some pre-snap movement, back in motion. Defense stops him, but that's a solid gain. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Handoff as they try to work the clock here. And tackled after a small pickup there. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. And they convert here on 3rd down in the red zone. This is a 4-point type of play. Touchdown, Oregon. Stretching the lead. This one is getting ugly.
That's another touchdown for these guys. Man, they have had a day that you dream about. Whether it's the quarterback, the running back, the receivers, the offensive line, the entire unit has been dominant.
Point after, up and good. 14. Fields it inside the 5-yard line. Returner tackle right there. That's when they'll start the drive. And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. We'll see if this quarterback can shake off the interception he threw in the last possession. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Snags the quick throw. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion. That completion sets up a 2nd down play. Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. He's on the run. Launches deep. Wow, a 3rd pick tonight by the QB.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the 2nd half. And the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
Brought down after a 7-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 3. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Looking to pass here on 2nd down. He's moving out of the pocket. And left with no option, just has to throw it away.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
And this pass is on target, caught. Gain moves the ball to the 21 and a fresh set of downs. The Ducks come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. The pocket breaking down. Pass not complete, but there was a lot of contact there, and here comes a late flag. Pass interference. Defense.
Man, playing defensive back has got to be the toughest job out there right now in college football. You get isolated on islands against these freaky, talented receivers. It's hard enough to be able to stay up with them and try to make a play on the ball, and often you end up bumping them downfield, and you get a call like this.
Touchdown, Ducks. And this one is getting ugly.
Chris, you talk about having a day. This offense just goes out. They're not even looking at the scoreboard. They're just going out, executing the play call, and continuing to put points on the board.
And they tack on the extra point. He's going to return it from near the goal line. Returner brought down. Sets up the next drive. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll take a deep shot. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. No stopping him. Takes it all the way. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
You know, the most impressive thing to me, Chris, they're not going to win this football game. I love that they're still fighting. And I think that tells you a lot about this team, the character, the culture, the way they're coached. It's not their day, but I'm just impressed that they're still battling out there.
Fields it just outside the goal line. And he stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And that powerful Oregon offense retakes the field. This group has been rolling up double digits at halftime. They've just built on that lead here in the second half. Brought down for a loss after the completion. Not what they were looking for. They go backwards on first down, so it's second and long in the 19. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. They stop him right at the 24. Time for perhaps one more play before the 2-minute warning. And that's the 2-minute warning. This offense looking to run out the clock and secure an impressive win here today. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Grab near the sticks. It's Lambert. And he's brought down, but there is a flag on the field. So let's check this call. That stings for the offense. Penalty will cost him 10 yards. So a tricky situation here. Third and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. Pulls it in. It's Lambert. Defense stops him short of the marker. So now it's fourth down.
Well, these guys just won't let up. Another big positive gain here in the passing game from this offense. This is one of those games where you kind of look forward to the film study. You get through things on Saturday night, maybe you go over there on Sunday to the facility, and on Monday as a team, you break down the film. They'll be pretty happy when they get the chance to look at this one.
Looking to throw it on first down. Makes a quick grab. He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman. Second down after that short completion. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Oh, a sack. The senior on this defense making a big play. Now it's third and short from the 24. One of those line of scrimmage battles that could help decide this game. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. He's picked for a third time tonight. Not much on the return, but they snuffed out the drive with the takeaway.
Oh, you feel terrible for this quarterback. He's played well all year. He's trying to make a play, trying to force it into coverage because they need points at this point in the game to try to advance into the next round of the playoffs.
Oh, and he's in the clear now. It's a foot race. He's stopping with the 45, but that's good for a first down.
I really love the way more and more offenses are using the receiver in motion pre-snap. Give him a chance to get the football with a couple of blockers in front of him. He's got all that speed built up. You get the ball in his hands, and you better look out. He could be off to the races.
Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play. Second down after that run on the previous play. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Working his way inside the 15. Steps out of bounds, but not before a huge gain on the ground. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. The defense better regroup after that big gainer. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And the defense wraps him up.
Well, that's exactly what defensive coordinators love to see. You've got a cornerback that typically is known for his ability to cover, and here he shows some physical toughness by sticking his nose in there, and he comes up with a nice play in support.
Trying to get the throw off. And he throws the ball out of bounds. They're smart not to take a sack on that play. Brings up third down. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Trying to throw for it on third and goal. Defense is coming after him. Touchdown, Oregon. To stretch the lead, the route is on.
You know, coaches love to see a football team that doesn't get caught up in the scoreboard. They're just out executing and doing what needs to be done. That's what we're seeing from this offense. Yeah, they continue to put points on the board and they're pulling away. I just love to see the execution and how they're going about their business.
Return starts from inside the 5. And the returner brought down by that coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now. They're backed up at their own 14. Defense trying to jam these receivers at the line. First play of the drive, they come out throwing. Catch made way downfield. That's going to help the stats a little bit, but won't make a difference in the outcome. Takes it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Canes.
Well, first of all, I'm impressed that the user has not turned the game off and reset their plan to the final whistle. And the offense is following your lead by playing hard and gaining some confidence for next week. You're not going to win this game, but I'll tell you what, you're a trooper.
Returner decides to fair catch this. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. And they heave it deep downfield. And that deep shot is caught for a big gain. Defense makes the stop, but that's a big gain. This offense putting on a show right to the final play. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games. But you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.